Hey everybody, I'm Mark from Way Cool News, bringing you another WWE Mattel review, this time of the Basic Series 15 Brodus Clay. This figure comes in the standard Basic Series packaging, with an image in the background of Brodus Clay posed in the attire the figure is modeled after. Brodus comes packaged inside the blister bubble in a standard no-frills pose, having the facial expression alone make enough of a statement. Also featured on the front of the blister bubble is a sticker announcing Brodus Clay's first time in the line. The back of the packaging showcases other available superstars along with Brodus Clay, including Layla, her first time in the line as well, Kofi Kingston, John Cena, Wade Barrett, and Kane. Alright, so let's take a closer look at Brodus Clay's first time in the line for WWE Mattel's Basic Series 15. So starting with the head sculpt, we can take notice that this isn't really a definitive facial expression of the Brodus Clay we know today. The Funkasaurus is a bit more easygoing and jolly, I guess you could say. What we have here, rather, is a stern, fierce expression that was more likely based on the earlier portion of his WWE career during NXT in 2011. Now, that's not to say he can't still whip out a crude look every now and again, but I believe this figure was more modeled after his days when he was billed as sort of a wrecking ball, powerhouse, big man, a gimmick that is somewhat similar to the one we see Mark Henry doing today. But overall, this is a great looking head sculpt. I'm really excited about this one. Now, expression aside, this is pretty much the way we see Brodus Clay today. He's still got this mohawk on top, so there's a really good sculpt work in that mohawk, just because too, it's not one solid spike all the way across. It doesn't look completely unnatural. It looks like it goes back and forth, gives it a really realistic texture to it. Along with the beard, I'm a fan when they put texture in the beards rather than just painting them on. So that always looks good when they throw little additions to detail in here, like stroke lines and hair, and definitely make it look like it was more stylized in the mohawk by the person themselves. So along with the attention to detail, I also love on the back of his head, you get that little bit of fat wrinkle, I guess you could say, right near the base of the neck. So I think that looks really good as well. Now, if we also want to take a look at some of the other attention to details in the sculpt, take a look along here. You can see the wrinkles in the tights on the side, as well as even his chest muscle. You can see the wrinkle right here along that line. So it looks like it's even contouring to his body. Now, also on the back, you get this little wrinkle that, I mean, we see that wrinkle in most of the other wrestlers' attires. Let's take a look at Randy Orton's here. See it there too. But I also like here, they carry their realism for the figure into the back here. You get this little pock mark, which is kind of funny, that makes it look like he's got his fatty build all the way around. Now, let's also take a look, though, at his arms. Now, personally, I feel like the upper arms here are a little too small for his build. And we get this big man, he's got this bulbousy gut. All around, it looks like his body. They did a really good job at recreating this body type. But however here, like I said, I feel like the arms are a little too defined. He's got a little too much muscular definition. Forearms are okay, but it seems well too cut. But then also too, one of the things I think here is that the arms don't look big enough. From the front, they definitely look a little too small. From the side, I wish they looked a little bit more fattier. But overall, it looks actually pretty good. It's not too much to cry about. But also too, going in further into the detail in the legs, you can see that they get this kind of fatty looking cellulite kind of wrinkles at the top, which is awesome. He's got these huge thighs. They're just massive. And then at the calves here, they don't have a whole lot of muscular definition either. They still give you that fatty layer look. His boots, sort of these buckled strap boots with the white and the black, two-tone. These knee pads are huge. They're just massive for this big man. I mean, if you look at in comparison, like Randy Orton's knee pads to this, I mean, geez, this thing could end up being Randy Orton's corset. But overall, some very good looking sculpt work in this figure. I'm really excited about this one. Now, let's take a look also too at the paint application. The paint looks pretty good all the way around. Definitely does a great job of recreating Brodus Clay's kind of darker, more tannish, I guess you could say, skin tone. Not exactly sure what race Brodus Clay's is, but it doesn't, in comparison here, definitely has a little bit of difference. But the tights here are one single color aside from the silver trim right here. I got a little bit of paint overspray or something there. Not too bad though. Probably just nix that off a little bit. But it doesn't have any, design-wise, it doesn't have anything on the front or the back. It doesn't say Brodus Clay or Funkasaurus, nothing like that. No design work, pretty basic. But this was the way he was seen during that time, so you have to forgive him for that. So also in the paint application, what I think looks really great is these tattoos. They look really good. I like the way that they're a lot more opaque than, let's say, like Randy Orton's. Now I think Randy Orton's had a little difficult time like mimicking his real tattoos, where he has a little bit more bolder tattoos, but they kind of gave him this solid color all the way across. But this works for Brodus Clay because all his tattoos, like, it doesn't seem like any of them are that much more bolder than the rest. So they can do the solid color, but also I like the fact that they are a little bit more opaque and they look like they're actually on skin. They look like they've had, you know, a little bit of the test of time, because we know tattoos fade over time, and I think they did a good job at recreating it. So also in the paintwork up here, the beard and the eyebrows and the mohawk are all one color, this sort of dark brown. But it looks good all the way across. The black from the tights also carried down into knee pads. And you get the white boots here with the black near the bottoms. And also on the fingertips, we get these little painted white tips that he wraps up his fingertips today too. And so that looks really good, but you can also see that there's not really any texturing as far as making it look like tape or anything. You can still see the fingernails there, but overall, it looks pretty good. So I'm actually really excited to own this figure. I haven't seen a whole lot of them out there on the shelves today, but if you see one out there, be sure to pick it up, because I guarantee that you'll love it too.
Brodus Clay's arrival in the WWE line has been a successful one in my opinion. The sculpt of this figure is spot on, and sometimes that can be hard to do straight out the gate, but Mattel has nailed it. It may not be the Funkasaurus with the flashy red singlet, jogging outfit, and backup dancers. However, the overall look of this figure, which is based on the earlier part of 2011, still sports a very relevant and close to current look of Brodus Clay. Some of the more standout qualities of this figure are the highly detailed and very accurate tattoos covering his upper body, as well as his signature spiked mohawk and beard combo. Overall, Mattel has brilliantly captured the look and build of Brodus Clay. This figure is a quick mover on the toy shelves, so if you happen to see one in your area and have any hesitation about buying it, be sure to make up your mind quick before someone else does. For more great reviews and other fun stuff, be sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube and check out waycoolnews.net. I'm Mark, and this has been another Way Cool Review.